I think Ryan's got a hold of some of Grace's coffee because he's especially animated this morning with the Geek dance. Yeah, Ryan and Burt, the Geeks with us for Geek Beat, and an idea of some, well, we're in the business district, so protecting your business email is very, very important. And you're telling me, Ryan, passwords are not enough.
Passwords are dead. I mean, basically, you want to look at multi-factor, something you have, something you know, and something you are. A lot of people think of an ATM card. If you know your PIN and you have the card, that's 2 factors, right? So think of the same way for anything, your email, your applications. The good news is 2-factor authentication is supported by almost every major service provider, Yahoo, Apple, Google, of course. But if you use Facebook, if you use Twitter, LinkedIn,
you're exposed in it. Yeah.
You can use 2-factor authentication too. Basically, what that means is every time you log in from a new device, it will send you a text message, and you need both your password and that text message, which means you have to have your phone with you, so that's the extra factor.
But you got to opt in for that?
Yes, you need to opt in, you need to do the settings. It's easy to Google, you'll find it in the help, but my recommendation is, although it's less convenient, obviously it slows you down, it is much more secure. You want to keep your Snapchat really secure, turn on 2-factor authentication.
Now, there are companies around the world, I'm sure, that work to keep your email safe. There's a company right here in Honolulu that's got a way to do that.
Yeah, a local fellow, his name is Hawala Greavy. He actually started it over here. It's called, well, he started with Pow Spam, and then he developed something called Paubox. And he has actually moved to the Bay Area. But what they do is they actually do encryption for your email. So instead of going over the wire as clear text, they actually encrypt it first and then send it out. Now, it's really good for the medical industry because it's compliant to HIPAA requirements.
Privacy of all those records. Right?
And usually between a, let's say one location and another location, a corporation might have their own email server, so they encrypt both sides.
Okay, so we're talking about keeping your email safe, but Ryan, you're saying email might very soon be a thing of the past? Really?
Well, that's something we all hope, perhaps. Yeah. And I've mentioned it before. Slack is a tool that is described as an email killer. Basically, the only way to describe it, if you're not familiar with it, is like a giant chat room for your organization, your club, your company. And it keeps all of the communication there. The good news is that it's very secure and that you can have different topics or channels. So you can have a marketing channel, you can have a business sales channel, and you can open it up or close it to anybody you want. It's a very powerful tool, it's very secure, and by putting all of your communication that way, it's more real time. You're not waiting for an email to come in or checking your email every day, and they're still evolving it. They just added a plugin that can work with Skype. They just added a security officer to the company. There's even a Slack bot, an AI, kind of a robot that can answer your questions. So I think that if you want to get out of email for your company, you might want to look at Slack.
Okay, next Wednesday, the guys are on the radio at Hawaii Public Radio, 89.3. What's the topic next Wednesday?
It's an appropriate topic because we're going to be talking about the psychology of the entrepreneur. So it's sort of like the mental health of the entrepreneur. What does it take to actually be sort of at risk all the time and then be sort of lonely in that position?
It's a unique person that is able to do that,
that's right? That's right. Okay, so we'll talk about that.
Okay, that's next Wednesday, 5 o'clock, the Geeks on the radio with Bytemarks Cafe. Guys, thanks so much for coming downtown. We appreciate it, as always. The Geek Beat on Sunrise. We'll take a break and be back with more. Survivor Man is coming up in just a moment. Stay with us.